everyone. So we're gonna do this a little bit differently since internet doesn't work the greatest when I do my Facebook lives on my walk. I figured I would just record. So that is exactly what I'm going to do for these little bits of inspiration for you all. So last night we had some crazy thunderstorms come through here. And as I'm walking down here at the park, there are a lot of trees down from that storm. It is crazy what happened. But, so one of the Facebook Lives that I did previously was really, really good. And I am a little bummed out that it did not turn out very well with the Facebook Live and the feed of it all, because it was so good. But I'm going to try to make it as good again as the original. So what it was I was talking about the process of change. And let me just show you guys these trees here real quick, because it is crazy. Let's see here. Maybe I'm not. Okay, never mind. I guess I can't, in the middle of recording, turn this around. On a Facebook Live, you can. But okay, so we were going to talk about the process of change. So change, the definition of change is modifying something from like its current state, right? So when we go through the process of change, we change what we currently are doing, change the entire process of the state, and go to something completely different. So in the example of like deciding and committing that you are going to do something different, right? Like we decide that we want to lose weight. We decide I want to lose another 10 pounds towards my new goal. We have to get uncomfortable and embrace the discomfort in order to change, to become somebody different, to get a new result. So we focus so much on the how, and we don't focus a whole lot on like the thought process that goes into all of this. So like I said, you have to become a completely different person in order to get a new result. So when you become that different person, it all first starts with a decision to become a different person. And that decision is a thought, right? Like the how has not happened yet. The decision-making process is a thought. So we first have to decide and commit that we want to lose the weight. So in the process, we are becoming a completely different person. What happens within the first few days when you have decided and committed, and even maybe right after you first decide and commit, there's a lot of motivation that happens. And so you maybe start planning meals, maybe even go out grocery shopping and get some new food, and you make yourself a plan. So the next day comes around and you stay on plan. You're still a little motivated. You're excited for this new journey that you're going to go on. And then the next day happens and it fades just a little bit. So, and I don't know if you guys can hear my run keeper telling me how far I've been going. So I know on a Facebook Live you guys can't hear it, but I'm not sure about an actual video. So we'll see. Okay, so I was talking about how a few days into deciding and committing that you want to have this change, things start to get tough. And this is where the universe actually tests you. It tests what you said you were going to do by throwing obstacles at you. So a few days in, things start to get a little bit tougher, right? We get a little bit more tired. Maybe we start to detox. Things aren't nearly as motivating as they were before. Us as human beings are creatures of habit, and we don't like change. And so this is when we really start to feel the change. When things start to get hard, when obstacles start to come up, we have to figure out how we're going to dodge those obstacles, how we're going to handle those obstacles, what strategies we're going to come up with. It's going to be different than anything you've ever done before. That is where the how starts to come in. That is where the how becomes the important piece of the puzzle. So being creatures of habit, it's not going to feel good to have to make those changes, to come up with these new hows, to come up with these new strategies to overcome these obstacles. And the universe will throw things at you that make it seem difficult. So for me, this all came up when I decided and I committed to do this 30-day paleo reset. And I decided and committed to do the reset to help out one of my fellow coaches. And I want to be the example of what's possible. And I want to be able to manage my brain at the highest level possible, to take out all forms of buffering. So like, there's no alcohol on this program. There's no flour, well, I shouldn't say no flour, like almond flour and coconut flour in moderation are fine, as long as there's like no other crazy ingredients. But it's pretty much meat, fruits, and vegetables. Like, that's pretty much the gist of this program. And my husband and I decided to purchase investment property. And for some reason, a week into doing this paleo reset, we thought it would be a good idea to purchase some investment property. So with that, so many things happen, right? So I decided and committed I'm going to lose these last 10 pounds once and for all. I'm going to get very precise. I'm going to be very determined with wanting to do it. And I decided to go and buy some investment property. Now, if you've ever bought a house before, that is stressful in itself, right? Like, can we afford it? How are we going to pay for all these repairs? Can we negotiate price that isn't going to offend the seller but still work for us, right? And there's just like a whole nother realm of obstacles and stress that come with purchasing a house. And if food is your form of buffering, food is exactly what you are going to want to turn to for comfort when things don't feel good. And so as we were waiting for like the sellers to come back, as we were negotiating, when we were actually deciding to purchase this property, when I was crunching numbers to figure out, okay, could we really make this work? That is when I found myself really wanting to dig into wanting to eat for comfort. So, creatures of habit, we don't like change, we don't like to get uncomfortable. The universe is going to test you. The universe is going to put out crazy obstacles out there for you. Like, my husband and I had no desire to purchase investment property. It literally just came up one day. The opportunity presented itself and we decided to do it. Like, we've never in our 15-ish years together have even thought about investment property. But for some reason, everything just started to work out and we decided to do it. And so with that came a whole new level of obstacles for me while doing a program. Now that's going to happen to all of you. When you decide and commit, you want to lose weight, you create a plan for yourself, things are going to happen. The universe is going to test you. The universe is going to send your in-laws into town, want to take you out for an amazing supper. There's going to be a street fair in town. There's going to be fun at the zoo and the amusement park and all kinds of good stuff like sugary, warm mini donuts and snow cones and corn dogs and cheese curds and just all of anything and everything that could possibly happen to you while following a program is going to happen. Here is what is amazing about that. If you can go into it already knowing shit is going to happen, you can create a plan prior to it happening to stick to your goals. So I know, okay, during these 30 days, when I first started out, I didn't quite understand that. I didn't quite understand that the universe was going to give me obstacles to challenge my new decision and commitment. And so I really felt a victim to my circumstance. I felt a victim, like this investment property. Oh, I was like, I remember talking to my coach, just being, playing this victim in this whiny little toddler voice of I feel like something is missing from my soul, I told her when it came to the food that I wanted. I was like, because that food was so comforting to me for so long, even though I was able to maintain my weight, I couldn't manage my brain around food. I still, every once in a while, felt a victim to my circumstance, a victim to food, like I didn't have control over it. And it was always because of what I was thinking in the moment. I wasn't managing my brain around it. So going to the street fair and feeling left out and feeling jealous of other people and all of that, because I couldn't manage those thoughts that were happening in my brain, it made it really difficult to stay on plan. And there's a vehicle pulling out over here, so I don't want to get hit. But so where was I? I was talking about being a victim. Oh, and just the universe giving you all these obstacles, and if you haven't managed your brain around it, it's going to be a lot harder to stay on plan, to stay on protocol, but to understand that obstacles are going to happen and that you can be resilient and bounce back from whatever obstacle comes your way makes it that much easier. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this message. Remember that we are creatures of habit and that it's going to be difficult regardless to make a change. But if you truly want to change, understand obstacles are going to happen, which may alleviate some of that difficultness with the change. So change is going to feel uncomfortable. Things are going to come up. It's going to be hard, but it's up to you to decide how resilient you want to be when navigating around that change. And as you dodge every obstacle, as you deal with the change, you become a different person in the process. And is what you're doing is you're strengthening that muscle of becoming resilient to change and allowing change to not affect you in a negative way, but to allow it to be an opportunity to problem solve and to just do things in a different way that may be easier, more fun, whatever it is that your brain comes up with. So just remember that when you decide and commit, obstacles will happen, change is going to occur. It's not always going to be easy, but you can decide to make it easy based off of what you're thinking. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.